welcome back. Welcome back. Gonna go over a few things today. Talking about a couple of the preseason games that are coming up this week. We have a good slot of games coming up. We also have games on Thursday, which is great. So we are going to be having, football on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of this week. Or Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It looks like this week up. Well, I guess it's week 2, but it's considered week 1 in the NFL preseason, and I am very excited about it. Looks like on Thursday, the game we get on NFL Network will be the Packers versus the Steelers. A couple of them you have to have ESPN Unlimited to watch, or you can watch the Titans versus 49ers on NFL Network as well. So there'll be 2 games on NFL Network, Packers versus Steelers, Titans versus 49ers. But it looks like if you want to watch the Cardinals-Raiders game with, the national championship quarterbacks from last year going up against each other, you would have to have ESPN Unlimited to watch it. But we do get games on Thursday, so it's great to hear. I'm really excited. I hope we can follow over from the Hall of Fame game to this week of football, because that was a great game. The Hall of Fame game was really good. We had some signings in the NFL. We had Cowboys signing defensive lineman Quinnen Williams to a 3-year, $105.9 million extension, and the Patriots signed tight end Hunter Henry to a 2-year, $16 million extension that's worth up to $20 million and $14.5 million guaranteed. So we still have signings going on. We still have other things going on as well, but it's great. It really is. We're back in form in the NFL, and so again, we got games on Thursday. I'm happy about it. I am. I'm really happy about it. I'm happy that the season is kicking off again. It may be preseason, but I love watching preseason football. Watching guys try to earn a roster spot, seeing who could end up taking over a position, people staying on the team, on the practice squad. It's really good to watch. And I'm really excited about it. Again, I still think in Arizona, there is a possibility that Carson Beck, throughout the preseason, could win the starting role there in Arizona. I really, when they drafted Carson Beck, I believe in the 3rd round of this year's draft, I was like, yep, there's a possibility he could be the starter there in Arizona. Again, I don't know what's going on with Jacoby Brissett. I know we had all that offseason where he wanted, starter money over what he was making, and the Cardinals were like, yeah, I don't know if we want to go that far. So, again, when they drafted, Jeremiah Love in the 1st round, I thought that was a great move at the running back position. And then in the 3rd round, taking Carson Beck, I'm like, all right, now can this team keep going? Yes, Bo Nix will be ready by week 1. What's up, Chester? So, yeah, Bo Nix will be ready by week 1. He probably, well, I seriously doubt he'll play any snaps in the preseason. I doubt Mahomes will play any snaps in the preseason. I doubt Joe Burrow will either. So there's gonna. This is the problem with shortening preseason, right? This is the problem. Yes, you want to see what your rookies, your draftees, and all these players could do for your team, but the problem is your starters really don't play. And so when we roll to week 1 of the regular season, you have all these guys who have not played come into play, and they got to knock the rust off them pads. And it is what it is. You know, that's everybody complains. Well, why do the Bengals always start so slow? That's why. That's it. That's why. Their starters don't play in the preseason, so they're coming into the regular season having to get back to game form. And we know that even in preseason, you're running a shell defense, which is fine with me. I'm absolutely okay with it. I don't mind watching a shell defense in preseason. Normally, you know, they're running a nickel cover 2 shell, which is fine with me. It is what it is. You're not going to see any exotic blitzes or exotic defenses, and I'm okay with that. The preseason is to see what we got in rookies, to see what we got in our draftees, to see what we got in our undrafted free agents and stuff like that, to see who can make the 53, who can make special teams, and who can make the practice squad. Right? It's like Virgil, the rookie wide receiver for Arizona. This is his time to shine in the preseason, Virgil, right? And with the problems that the Cardinals have had with Marvin Harrison Jr., which still boggles my mind, most likely he's going to make the starting roster. He'll be on the 53 and most likely make the starting roster as a wide receiver 2. And possibly could earn the wide receiver 1 spot there in Arizona. So watching these games is awesome to see, right? Watching these games is fun and entertaining. And I really do hope that we roll over the intensity and the play that we had in the Hall of Fame game for the next 3 weeks in these preseason games. I mean, yeah, you're going to get some that are probably really boring, but hopefully we get some that are very, very entertaining. Hey, guys, what's going on? Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. And then, you know, we had injuries yesterday. Yes, it's all about J.K. Dobbins getting injured. But, you know, that's par for the course. I mean, injuries are par for the course, and J.K. Dobbins has not really ever had a full season where he wasn't injured. So,
You think he'll be this year?
J.K., well, that's the deal, right? I do think he'll be good, and I hope that we run a running back by committee. It's like I said last year, okay? And I'm going to say it again this year. As a Broncos fan who has had problems with our running game, I'm going to say it again this year. I don't need a running back. I don't need a running back 1 to get me a 1,500-yard season or a 1,000-yard season. I don't. I need my running back room, meaning 1, 2, and 3, to get me 1,500 yards total. You get 500 yards per guy, I'm absolutely happy throughout the season. I'm happy. Because then that takes pressure off of our quarterback, that takes pressure off of our offense, and I'm fine with that.
I think our running back role is pretty good.
So, I don't need Dobbins to go out there and get me a 1,000-yard season. I know he was close last year, but I don't need it. What's going on? I don't need it. I need my running back room to get me over 1,000 yards this year. To get me 1,500 yards. Because when you have a running game that consistently gets 3 to 4 yards per carry on average, that sucks in the defense, right? That brings that defense down, which opens up your passing game, which opens up your play action game, which opens up different formations. So that is what I need out of my Bronco team. That's what I want out of my Broncos team.
Jessica Jenkins is not working at Clear Creek anymore. She's working today.
And so, again, I'm absolutely fine with it.
Like a teacher leader.
So, how do you think the Browns could do? Oh, the Browns. Or how do I think the Browns will do? Again, I want to see the Browns in the Super Bowl. I'm not going to lie. I've always wanted to see the Browns in the Super Bowl. I mean, the Browns won 6, I believe it was 6 NFL championships. But they've never been or won a Super Bowl. But they won 6 NFL championships. They were the most dominant team back in that time. The Browns back then were super dominant. And the Browns were really good until they became the Baltimore Ravens. And so you had to, come back as an expansion team. You had new owners, and the owners in Cleveland are still my problem. They can't figure out what they're going to do at quarterback, right? Deshaun Watson is going to be the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns week 1, hands down. You're not paying a guy over $40 million to hold a clipboard. It's just not going to happen. And you got to remember, it was the owner of the Browns that wanted Deshaun Watson, not the coach, not the general manager. It was the owner. Now the coach and general manager are no longer there. So I think the Browns could really improve. I don't have them winning the division. I think if the Bengals stay healthy, they do. How long do you think it would take for the Browns to get sold? The Browns will never get sold. The Browns are not going to get sold. It takes a committee of the NFL owners to, number 1, approve the sale of a team, and number 3, to force an owner to sell a team. How do you feel about Love go? I loved Jeremiah Love going to the Cardinals. Again, I follow a lot of Cardinals because my wife is a Cardinals fan. I think Jeremiah Love is going to be a huge help there in Arizona. Again, I still think Carson Beck's going to be the starting quarterback come week 1. Who will have the worst record this year?
Good morning, Armchair.
What's up, Chris? I think possibly the Jets could have the worst record this year. I really do. I worry about the Jets. The Jets have got a lot of problems. And again, it starts at the ownership group with Woody Johnson. Woody Johnson has absolutely decimated that team. His trades are abysmal. I mean, last year he traded for a corner with, 2 first-round draft picks?
Yeah.
Hey, Armchair.
What's up, Blake?
So I heard about the Jets. I got a few friends on here that I do lives with, and they're Jets fans. He said with the Jets, there are 2 brothers that own the team, and they switch off every 4 years.
Well, Woody Johnson is the majority owner.
Then Christian Johnson will take over after 4 years.
The Titans, okay, so the Titans, a lot of people have the Titans actually winning that division. I have come across a lot of people that think the Titans are going to win that division there in the South. I personally don't. But I do think they're going to be better than last year. I think they could have a winning record. I honestly do. They got a good new head coach. They got a good offensive coordinator.
I'll be shocked if they win that division.
Your quarterback's going into year 2, got some better players on that team, got some receivers that know how to catch the ball. I don't think they're going to win the division, but I do think they're going to have a winning record because you're still dealing with the Colts. And everybody thinks the Colts are going to drop off, but I was like, hey, they were on path to be the number 1 seed in the AFC until they all got hurt. And then the Jaguars, again, everybody has the Jaguars falling off. I don't. I personally do not. And I think the Jaguars could compete in that division. So, I don't see where everybody thinks that the Jaguars now, and then you have the Texans in that division, and we can't forget the Texans, right? Can't forget them. But the deal with the Texans, C.J. Stroud, going into his 4th year, is going to have to learn the color of jerseys
his
wide receivers wear. What team could have the best record in the NFL? I think it could be the Rams or the 49ers. I really do. I think the 49ers have a great team. They just got to stay healthy. I think the Rams are doing everything they can to get Matthew Stafford last ring to retire on. And I think they're going all out. But I really do. And again, this is preseason. This is before injuries happen and all that. How do I feel about the Chiefs this year? The Chiefs are going to be good. They're going to be fine. You know, everybody's like, oh, the Chiefs have fallen off. The kingdom is over. The kingdom has fallen. No, they haven't. They haven't. You still got Patrick Mahomes. Oh, and then you just went and got K9, Kenneth Walker. Now, he may not be a 1,500-yard back, a running back, but I don't need that in Kansas City. I don't. Again, I just need a guy who can average me 3 yards per carry. That's all I need.
So Armchair, without spoiling what's going to happen on Buzz Talk tonight, tell me a player that you're looking forward to this season.
A player that I am looking forward to, and I'm going to take out who I'm talking about tonight. I'm going to take out the Broncos as well. But a player I am excited to see this year is, I can't say him either because somebody picked him. Hold on, give me just a second on that. You know what? Let's go with Dak. I can't say him either. Dang gummit. You know what? Let's go with Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy. I love Brock Purdy. I really do. Mr. Irrelevant. Love him. Wanted him to be the first rookie quarterback ever to play in a start in a Super Bowl. Coming off of an injury. I am excited to see what Brock Purdy can do in San Francisco.
All right. So I got. So we were talking about the Jets, and you said they're going to have the worst record.
I think that is possible. Yeah.
So what are your expectations for, like, Omar Cooper?
I really don't know. Okay, hold on. I want to answer this question, Taylor. I don't care if my quarterback is a system quarterback. I really don't care. Let me. Everybody uses that as a slander. Oh, this guy is a system quarterback. Does he work in my system I run? Does he work in Kyle Shanahan's system? Yes. So if he works in that system and he's a system quarterback, I have no problem with that. Everybody uses that term, system quarterback, as a slander. But you want your quarterback to be a system quarterback. I want Bo Nix to be a system quarterback. I want him to work in my system. I don't want to. I get what you're saying, but he's carried by the defense. He's carried by Christian McCaffrey. Fine. Why do you want your whole entire team? I mean, you're all 52 other guys on the shoulders of your quarterback. Are all 52 other guys on the shoulders of Mahomes? No.
Hey, is every quarterback technically a system quarterback, though?
Every quarterback is a system quarterback. Every single one. Because they work in the system of their coach. They work in the system of their coach. And again, if my quarterback has a defense and other players that can take pressure off of him, as a fan of that team, why would I be upset? As a Broncos fan, if I can have my running backs take pressure off of Bo Nix and not have to have every single game put on his shoulders, I'm good with that. I'm good with that because then that means that coming down to the wire, I don't need my quarterback to be, have to be, it's either him or we lose. That's what I was saying earlier. If I can have running backs that can average 3 yards per rush, think about that, 3 yards per rush. That gets you to 3rd down and 4. 3rd down and manageable. You could do whatever you want. 2nd down and 7. That's basically a give me down, right? 2nd down and 7. 2nd down and 6. 2nd down and 5. Those are give me downs. If you were you look at 2nd down and 5, 2nd down and 6 as a give me down because you have plays for 3rd down and 5, 3rd down and 6 that'll convert. But if I have a running back who loses yards or only averages 1.5 yards or 2 yards per carry, then that completely changes the way I'm operating my team. Because 2nd down and 8 is not fun. 2nd down and 9 is not fun. So if I'm Brock Purdy and I have Christian McCaffrey who can get me 2nd down and 6, 2nd down and 5, then I'm feeling pretty good about myself. If I'm Bo Nix and I'm at 2nd down and 6, 2nd down and 5, I'm good. If I'm Patrick Mahomes, now with Kenneth Walker, and I can get 2nd down and 6, 2nd down and 5, I'm feeling great. Because I have a player right there on the end of my line, Travis Kelce. I know this is most likely his last year, but guess what? Travis Kelce can get me 7-yard dink and dunks all day long. And I'll be happy about it. So, I get it. A lot of people like the 60-yard bombs, the 30-yard plays, the 40-yard plays. But if I'm trying to control a game, right? If I am trying to control the game, if I am going up against a dominant defense like the 49ers, like the Denver Broncos, like the Houston Texans, who all have dominant defenses, hey, mamas, I've got to do something on my offense that controls that game. I need to do something on my offense. Okay, look at the Cardinals. They're going to be playing 3 technically, really tough defenses twice this year. They got to play the Seahawks, they got to play the 49ers, and they got to play the Rams. So 6 games, you are going up against 3 really good defenses. And I'm going to need my team. I don't care if I dink and dunk all the way down the field. I don't care if I have a 20-play drive of 4 yards per play. If I end up in the end zone, that's all that matters to me. I don't care if that 20-play drive took 10 minutes out of the game, because guess what? That affects the other team I'm playing. Now they're like, wait a minute. I got to, worry about the time in this game. I got to worry about how I'm going to now operate this game when I get the ball. Because if I'm going up against a team that is going to dink and dunk me all day long, like what Drake May did last year, if I'm not mistaken, that dink and dunk led them all the way to the Super Bowl. Now, again, I get it. Everybody's going to say, oh, they played a weak schedule. It doesn't matter. You play who you play. You play who you play. As, who was it, Herm Edwards said, you play to win the game. It doesn't matter how you win it.
These are all NFL pro players.
You play to win the game. You were playing against 53 other guys on a team who are doing something that thousands of other players have never done, and that is playing the NFL. So it doesn't matter if you've got the easiest schedule in the NFL or the hardest schedule. You play who you play, and you play to win the game. I get it. Everybody loves the breakout plays. Everybody loves the 60-yard bombs. Everybody loves the highlight reels. If I end up in the end zone on a one-play drive or a 20-play drive, guess what? Both drives still give me 7 points. And that's all I care about.
Unless your kicker misses the PAT.
Don't put that. Now you just jinxed everybody. So, I get it. Everybody loves the highlight reel. But if I end up in the end zone, I don't care how I got there. I'm just happy I got there. So if my quarterback can run my system, call him a system quarterback. I don't care. Does he operate my offense? Does he win me games? Does he get me to the big game? Does he get me to the championship game? Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm there. I'm there. That's all that matters. I'm there. Right? Brock Purdy in his first year was 1 year or 1 game away from the Super Bowl. If he didn't tear up his elbow in that game, I think it could have came down a lot closer in that game, and I think the 49ers could have beat the Eagles. And then the next year, he goes to the Super Bowl. Right? We're talking about the same guy here. In his first year, Mr. Irrelevant. Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy, got his team to the NFC Championship game. 1 game away from the big dance. from the big show. And he tore up his elbow. Oh, and then he had to come back into the game because his backup got a concussion. And he came back into the game with a tore up elbow. And then the following year, the very next year, after coming off of, Tommy Frank surgery, took his team to the Super Bowl. I get it. They lost.
Hey, Arm. He actually had he didn't have the Tommy John, he had a different one.
Okay, but he still had surgery.
But it was a serious injury. There was 3 choices, and they like strengthened it up somehow.
Right, but everybody wants to say Purdy is a system quarterback. Again, for Mr. Irrelevant, rookie, 1 game away from a Super Bowl, and then the following year, makes it to the Super Bowl. I get it. They lost in overtime. I get it. Number one, it should have never went in overtime, but that's here nor there. I ain't going to say anything. We all know how that feels. So, what the problem is when it comes to Brock Purdy? I know everybody loves to hate on Brock Purdy. Everybody loves to hate on Bo Nix. Again, do we think the Broncos would have made it to the Super Bowl last year if Bo Nix didn't get hurt? Most likely. Do they win it? I don't think so. It would have been a hell of a lot closer game, but I don't think they would have won it because that was just a very dominant defense with Seattle. And on top of that, that offense was actually firing really good with Seattle. Let's give them credit, right? Now, Denver's offense going in, we probably would have had Dobbins back and other players and stuff like that, but it's a shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? We could never say yes or no because we don't know what would have happened. You play who you play. Doesn't matter who's hurt. Everybody gets injured.
Had a game of a lifetime in the Super Bowl. We don't know.
Exactly. It could have been a 3-0 game, or it could have been a 30-29 game. We don't know, and we'll never know. We don't live in the multiverse, right? Maybe on some other MCU planet in Earth 1022 that happened, but we'll never know. But to say a quarterback is a system quarterback is bad, I disagree. I want my quarterback to be a system quarterback, and I will fight on this hill to my last breath when it comes to being a fan. If I have a system quarterback and he works in my system and he operates my system and we win games and he knows the plays and he executes the plays, what the problem is? What the problem is?
Hey, good morning, Quest. Good morning, Chris.
Morning.
What the problem is? I ain't got no problem with it.
No, there's not a problem. I think people talk about Brock Purdy like he's a system quarterback. I'm totally fine with that. Brock Purdy plays well in the structure that he's given, and then when needed to make a play and extend the plays, he does that. He does it well.
And that's what you want. Is Mahomes a system quarterback? He's in Andy Reid's system. They've won Super Bowls.
Hey, but here's the thing, though. I'm saying most players go to other systems that they can see. Like when Tom Brady left New England, he went to Tampa Bay. He went to Tampa Bay because he knew that Bruce Arians' system fit him well. So and he played great there. If Patrick Mahomes left Andy Reid and went somewhere else, he'd more likely sign with a team that has a great system for him that he can run, and he can and that coach can adjust to say, hey, if this doesn't work for you, then let's make it work for you. And great coaches adjust to the players they got.
All right, let's think about this real quick, Chris, because I like that. So, let's say hypothetically to all you Chiefs out there, let's put this banner out there first. Hypothetically, the Chiefs traded Mahomes to say the Vikings. How do you think Mahomes would do with Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson?
I think it's good.
Do they run that division then?
Oh yeah.
How about we go another route?
On the Jets.
No, I ain't gonna be that cruel. I'm not gonna be that cruel.
Yeah.
How about Patrick Mahomes going to the Dallas Cowboys?
Or the Falcons.
Dak to the Chiefs and Mahomes to the Cowboys. Imagine that one.
I think they both would be successful.
That's a Luka Anthony Davis trade.
I mean, you got CeeDee Lamb, you got Pickett in Dallas, you got Brian Schottenheimer, who I am very surprised with, but happy for. Again, I loved his dad, Amadi Schottenheimer. Absolutely loved his dad. Couldn't stand when my team went up against him, but I loved his dad, and I'm very happy in the way he's doing. But imagine that swap. So, again, imagine Dak Prescott with the Baltimore Ravens with Zay Flowers.
Or about Drake London in Atlanta.
So, I mean, you can't say it wouldn't work because it's worked. When Brady left the Patriots, went down to Tampa, he did good. But that's not the only quarterback that's done that. When Manning left Indy and went to Denver, he did good.
Go.
When
Joe
Montana left the 49ers and went to Kansas City, he did good. Even though a lot of people don't like him, when Brett Favre left the Packers and went to the Jets, he did good. And then went to the Vikings and did good. I like Dak too. I like Dak Prescott a lot. I really do. And it seems that he's finally getting that consistency down. That's why I have the Cowboys winning that division this year. I really think this is the year for the Cowboys to win that division. I really do. I think it's going to be a couple of years for the Giants with Harbaugh and everything going on there. But they will be good. The Giants will be good. Jackson Dart and my little Tasmanian devil, Cam Scadavoo, and Malik Neighbors there in New York, they're going to be good. They are. Washington, if Washington can turn it around with Jaden Daniels, if he can stay healthy, you got the targets there and you got the coach, they could be good. Philadelphia, they got to find their identity. If they can get their identity back, they should start rolling up. But I think this is the Cowboys' year to win that division. I know, Mamas, you're a Cardinals fan, and I'm going to try to take you to that game this year so we could go watch it live. Cowboys and Cardinals. It is a rivalry that has gone on since the 80s. A lot of people don't know that the Cardinals and Cowboys are heated rivals. They have been rivals since the late 80s when they used to play in the same division. When there were 3 divisions instead of 4. The Cowboys and the Cardinals were in the same division. And when they split, their rivalry has never left. It's kind of like the Seahawks and the Broncos. The Seahawks used to be in the AFC, and the Broncos and the Seahawks were in the same division, and they were rivals. And when the Seahawks went to the NFC, they still kept that rivalry. That rivalry is still there. And so those are always great games. People forget that there used to only be 3 divisions, and that some teams that are in the NFC used to be in the AFC, and some in the AFC used to be in the NFC. Because when they expanded, and when they went to, I believe it was 30 teams. Yeah, when the Jaguars and the Panthers came into the league, that is when they expanded. That is when they went to 4 divisions in each conference, and then they moved teams around. To the laugh. When the Texans came in, it changed as well. Yeah, because you had the Texans and what was the other team that came in with the Texans? Because the Texans came in 2002. Because I watched them build that stadium. You had what was it, 96 was the Panthers and the Jaguars. I think, yeah, it was I believe it was 96. And In 2002, you had the Texans.
Wouldn't it be the Ravens?
No, the Ravens were in 90-something. 90. Well, the Ravens were not technically an expansion team because the Ravens were the Browns. The owner of the Browns became the owner of the Ravens. The Browns became an expansion team when they came back in. So it might have been the Texans and the Browns that came back in 2000, 2002 that put us up to 32 teams. So it must have been the Browns, because I think the Browns came back in 2000, 98 or 2000, and the Texans started their franchise in 2000, but started playing in 2002. So that's where we got to the 32. And you got to remember, they're wanting to expand 2 more teams by the year 2030. They want to go up to 34 teams, and there are talks of getting rid of the divisions. There are talks. This is how it will work, okay? You're going to get rid of the division because there's going to be 17 teams on each side. 17 in the NFC, 17 in the AFC. They're going to get rid of the divisions, and how your schedule will work is you will play 16 the 16 other teams in your conference. So the Broncos will play the other 16 AFC teams. And by this time we'll be up to 18 games, 18 game season, which this is their goal. This is the NFL's goal with Commissioner Roger Goodell by the year 2030. We will have an 18 game, 20 week schedule. We will have 34 teams, 17 in each conference. The division's gone, and the Broncos in the AFC will play the other 16 AFC teams, and then their final 2 games on their schedule will be the number 1 and number 2 in the NFC side, and it'll flop for the NFC the same way.
I don't like that.
That is what their goal is.
That doesn't sound good.
Because it will better help the playoff system. And let me explain how it will help the playoff system. You will have 1 through 7 in each conference make the playoffs. And you won't have to worry about a 8 and 9 division winner having a home playoff game. Right? Because you remember, we heard all about how these 9 and 8, 8 and 9 division winners had home playoff games, while you had an 11 and 6, a 12 and 5 team have to go on the road, and everybody didn't like that. Okay, so the deal with Canada, they want to put 2 teams in Canada, one in Toronto, and I believe the other one in Ontario. The problem they're having with putting teams in Canada is the CFL. The CFL and the NFL cannot stand each other. They do not, and I'm talking about the ownership groups and the commissioners and the higher ups. I'm not talking about the players. I'm talking about the ownership groups and the commissioners and stuff like that. They don't like each other. They can't stand each other. So putting teams in Canada is going to be a very touchy subject. But they do want to. They want to put 2 teams there. I believe one in Ontario or Alberta and the other one in Toronto. So
I'm not a fan of that. I don't think there should be a team in Canada, in my opinion.
And then they want a team in Mexico City. They want a team, I think, in Brazil. And then after they get those 4 teams, because this is what has been leaked through the meetings and stuff like that. After they get the 2 more teams in America, get the 4 teams in Canada and Mexico, or Canada and South America and Mexico. Then they're talking about putting teams in England, Germany, and I think that's where they're going to stop in Europe. It's okay, Vancouver. Thank you.
That's too much.
But that's what they want. Well, that is why Roger Goodell became the commissioner of the NFL. You got to remember, back when Paul Tagliabue, one of the commissioners, I think Paul Tagliabue, and this is going to probably piss off a lot of you, but I think Paul Tagliabue was a worse commissioner than Roger Goodell. I could not stand Paul Tagliabue. Back when Paul Tagliabue was the commissioner of the NFL hardly made money. And it was Roger Goodell, who was in the finance department of the NFL, who was bringing in merchandise deals. Because you got to remember, back in the 90s, the team picked who did their jersey. You had Adidas, you had Starter, and you had Nike. It was the team who decided, not the NFL, not New York, not the commissioner. The team decided who they wanted to make their jerseys. Then when Roger Goodell came in, because he was in the finance department of the NFL, he was where the money was and talking to the people. He was the one who implemented, no, we're going to have one company who makes all 32 jerseys. So let the bid war begin. And that's what happened. Nike won. Starter and Adidas couldn't compete with Nike. And that's why you've got all these deals with Netflix, Prime, Paramount, and all them. Because of Roger Goodell. Roger Goodell may be a horrible commissioner, but when it comes to the money aspect of the NFL, he's an absolute genius. And that's why he'll never be voted out as commissioner. As long as he continues to bring in 20 plus billion per year for the NFL, he'll never go anywhere. He will never go anywhere. As long as he keeps bringing in that money. I think the NFL made, 27, 29 billion last year? After everything? After paying for everything. Their growth was 27 or 29 billion. So that's why Paul Tagliabue will go anywhere. And that's why I respect Paul Tagliabue for the business aspect. Now, do I like the guy? No, I don't. Do I wish we would open up more for merchandising? Yeah, I would love to see an Under Armour NFL jersey. Absolutely would. I would love to see what Under Armour could do with the jerseys. Now, I do like it. Last year, they opened up where you can now wear Under Armour gloves and Under Armour cleats. They opened that up where you don't have to wear Nike gloves and Nike cleats. You can wear Under Armour gloves and cleats. I like that. But I would love to see what an Under Armour NFL jersey would look like. I really would. I have a Nike Peyton Manning jersey I can't even wear because it had that square fabric right here on the chest that's just too tight. It compresses the jersey. So I would love to see that. I really would. Another thing is Jerry Jones and Jerry Jones was a big thorn. Everybody thinks Al Davis was the biggest thorn in the NFL. He was for a while, then it became Jerry Jones. And when Jerry Jones started branching off of the NFL, meaning going out and getting his own endorsement deals, that's when Roger Goodell really saw, hey, I can make money with this. Why do you think NFL stadiums are now, a different sponsor almost every other year? I did see that Arrowhead lost or took down their sponsorship. It'll now just be Arrowhead, but that's because they're building a new stadium in Kansas, right? So, I think they said Verizon might be sponsoring the new Broncos stadium. I'm not sure, but you got to understand, this is where it all came from. This is how it all started. And as long as that money keeps rolling in, as long as these deals with advertisements and accounts with subscriptions and network deals keep going up and up and up, yeah, it's going to hurt for us fans because they figured out if you want to watch every game throughout the season, it's going to cost you over $1,000 a year. But they're making their money. They're making their money. So, I remember when DirecTV came out with the NFL packages and it was $100. NFL Sunday ticket used to be $100. That's when I got it. Now it's around $300, $400. I'm okay. I'm already paying enough. I'm already paying enough for all of my other subscriptions. And again, you got to think, they're doing backdoor deals right now with Netflix because Netflix wants more games than just on Christmas. They want to host more games. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I mean, what is it? This year we have a game on Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and then Black Friday, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's the first ever regular season Wednesday game is this year. So, I do believe. I think there is a game on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, then the 3 on Thanksgiving, 1 on Black Friday. I do believe that's how that works. Let me look. Let's see here. That would be what? Week 12? That week 12.
Armchair.
Yeah.
The opener's a Wednesday game.
Yeah. That's the Wednesday game. Thank you. That's what it was. I thought it was the week of Thanksgiving. It's the opening. That's the first one. Let's see here. Let's go to schedule. ESPN is being a pain. Here we go. Week 1. So you have a Wednesday night game on week 1 to open New England versus Seattle. Then you have a Thursday night game, San Francisco versus the Rams. And that one's on Netflix. The Thursday night game on September 10th is on Netflix. That was, like I said, Netflix wanted more games, and now they're getting them. The kickoff is on NBC, and then your Thursday night matchup between the 49ers and the Rams will be on Netflix. And, of course, your Monday night game between the Broncos and the Chiefs will be on ESPN and ABC. I love it how the Broncos, again, have a road opener. And it's Monday night. And they already have Kansas City by 3. Already.
How can you watch the opener game? What is it going to be on?
What, the Broncos and the Chiefs on Monday night?
No, the Patriots.
Armchair.
Seattle.
The Patriots and Seahawks will be on NBC or Peacock. That on Wednesday night to open. The 49ers versus Rams on Thursday, September 10th, will be on Netflix.
What?
Yes, it will be on Netflix.
All right, hey,
And that game is the game in Australia.
I hate how you pay so many subscriptions to watch football.
That's why I told you.
One game.
If you want to watch every game in the NFL, it's going to cost you over $1,000 a year.
No wonder the NFL makes so much money.
It's
Yeah.
terrible. You shouldn't be able to spend that much money.
Just to watch a game. It's
Back in the day, it used to be free. If it was local.
Hey, Snaps. Hey, Snaps, trust me, ain't no one trying to watch the Patriots every game.
Sorry, Walker. Chris Paget. It's alright.
You know, let me look up.
we'll see them week 16.
Hold on, let me look this up.
Best believe I'll be in my
Might
chair
get his
watching.
battle against Bo Nix.
I'll watch all 17 games again.
All right, here we go. So, all right, here's the games on Netflix this year. Week 1, 49ers versus Rams in Australia. Week 12, November 25th, first Thanksgiving Eve game. It will be on Netflix. So, yeah, that I knew there was a game on Wednesday of the Thanksgiving Eve. Between the Packers and the Rams, that one will be on Netflix as well. So November 25th, Thanksgiving Eve, will be the Rams and Packers on Netflix. And then you have the Packers-Bears Christmas Day Netflix, and the Bills-Broncos Christmas Day on Netflix. Then you have a regular season. Oh no, that's something different. And then you have the honors, the NFL honors will be on Netflix this year. So those are your Netflix games. Week 1, 49ers versus Rams in Australia. Week 12, Packers, Rams, Thanksgiving Eve, November 25th. Week 16, Packers, Bears, Christmas Day game. Week 16, Bills, Broncos, Christmas Day game. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 games on Netflix this year. 4 instead of 2.
That's crazy.
Netflix has been wanting more and more games. They're even talking about putting the games that are, I guess you could say, out of market on Netflix.
So, how many games are going to be on Amazon Prime this year?
All right, let me look that up.
Is it Monday that Amazon gets, or is it Thursday?
Amazon has Thursday games.
Yeah, they get Thursday games, all of them.
Not all of them.
Well, except for the ones Netflix gets.
Here we go. So you have, well, you got a preseason game, Patriots and Browns, August 27th. That'll be on Prime. You got Thursday Night Football, 15 regular season games, and then 1 wild card game will be on Prime. So you have 15 regular season Thursday Night Football games and 1 wild card game. You have the Lions, Bills, Falcons, Packers, Steelers, Browns, Buccaneers, Cowboys, Seahawks, Broncos. Of course, they would put that game on a Thursday night for my son-in-law and myself. Patriots, Bears, Panthers, Packers, Jaguars, Ravens, Commanders, Giants, Colts, Texans, Black Friday, Broncos versus Steelers. Chiefs, wow, the Broncos have 2 this year. Well, the Broncos have a Black Friday and a Christmas Day game. Wow, they really love it this year. Chiefs, Rams, Vikings, Patriots, 49ers, Chargers, Texans, Eagles, Ravens, Bengals, and then again a wild card game.
Wow, that's great.
So that is your
That
prime.
is wonderful, man. They really must love the Broncos this year.
I know we got a freaking Black Friday game, a Christmas Day game.
Hey, at least on the holidays that we celebrate, we can watch a Bronco game.
Yeah, but again, it can ruin our holiday, right? Like last year when the Broncos played on Christmas.
Yeah. Let's not talk about that one. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, if you think about it, Christmas, man, we better wrap it up and gift it to the opponent as a L. Because Jesus, I'm not having my Christmas ruined.
So you got a Christmas Eve game.
This year, the Broncos lost.
You have a Christmas Eve game, and then you have 2 Christmas Day games. So Christmas Eve, you'll have one game on Prime, which is Texans and Eagles. So my other son-in-law and I will be watching that game because he's an Eagles fan. And then on Christmas, come on, mouse, work. On Christmas, on Christmas Eve, you'll have Broncos Steelers, which is my team and my dad's team. And then we've got Josh Allen versus, hopefully Josh Allen versus Bo Nix on Christmas. We don't know how injuries are going to go, right? How do I think the Saints are going to do this year, John? I think the Saints have a chance of winning that division. That's how I think they're going to do. I do.
I think it would be really cool. I think it would be really cool if the Broncos were the throwbacks on Thursday night and the Seahawks were the throwbacks on Thursday night.
Oh, that would be so awesome. The old Grays versus the Sky Blues.
Yeah, because I remember. Because I remember, I just came across a video where the players were picking games where they want to wear their jerseys, their uniforms, and they said, probably the first game of the season against Kansas City, go all white.
I call it their whiteout. I absolutely love it. I was so happy they wore it last year.
I like the name. It's called Summit White.
Yeah, I love it. I love the white helmet. When I play Madden and I have an away game, that's what I wear. The white helmet, white shirt, white pants, white socks, white shoes, white gloves. Now, never wear that uniform in a snow game in Madden. Don't do it.
Oh, yeah. You're going to blend in.
It works great on the defense, but on the offense, not so much.
That the Jaguars are bringing back the gold jersey for their rivalry?
I saw one yesterday that for the Cowboys that's actually pretty cool looking. Their possible concept rivalry jersey. It's all black and silver. Flat black helmet with a silver star. Oh, the outline of the star is silver, but the inside is black. Black jersey with silver numbers and a silver stripe on the pants. Did you guys see the Buffalo Bills rivalry jerseys or whatever jerseys they were wearing the other day?
It's called the Nickel City jersey, the gray one.
You mean the Pepsi, the Diet Pepsi can jersey?
Yeah, those jerseys are really bad.
They are horrible.
They're terrible.
I don't think they've released 2026 NFL rivalry jerseys yet.
They haven't.
They haven't.
Until November 1st.
Well, let's see if we can. Let's see if we can find.
The AFC North and the NFC and the NFC. No, it's the NFC North and the AFC something.
All right, the NFL Nightly reveals program is expanding. All right, so teams to debut. The Detroit Lions will wear their rivalry uniform November 1st against the Vikings. The Vikings will wear theirs on December 20th. The Bears will wear theirs on Christmas Day. The Packers will wear theirs on Christmas Day. The Texans will wear theirs against the Colts on November 19th. The Colts will wear theirs on September 27th against the Texans. The Jacksonville Jaguars will wear theirs November 1st against the Colts. And the Tennessee Titans will wear theirs in week 15. It doesn't say, it just says date to be confirmed.
Did you, hey, Armchair,
What's up?
those jerseys you were talking about for the Bills? Did you see with the helmets, the drawing from that kid that was dying or whatever that Josh went and visited?
The only picture I saw of it was the Josh Allen walking out wearing it, and they comparing it to a Pepsi can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the helmet, the bison is drawn by a little kid.
Oh yeah, well they had a hat of that last year.
Yeah, they put on the helmet.
And then we get the NFC East and the AFC West next year. And then we get the AFC North and the NFC South in 2028.
Wait, you said NFC West again?
No. NFC East and AFC West next year.
Oh.
AFC
Okay.
North and NFC South in 2028.
Hey, I'm hoping the design team for the Broncos go all out with that rivalry uniform.
I'll tell you what I hope they do. I hope they use the concept they thought of back in 1997 when we changed our uniform,
I saw that.
where they had the D with the full horse in it.
Yeah.
Now you got to remember, I love the powder blues, the baby blue helmets. You know, this one right here.
Yep.
I love this helmet.
Oh no, yeah. I do too. It brings back a lot. A trip down memory lane every time they wear it.
Yeah, that would be considered your throwback helmet.
Right, that's our
Hey,
powder
sir,
blues.
here, sir.
The Broncos
What's
are
up,
thinking
Chris?
about using their throwbacks majority of the year as a current uniform.
I'm fine with that. I mean, I do like the new helmet because when we got the new uniforms in '97, the biggest complaint I had was the stripe on the top of the helmet, how it came to a point in the front. That was my biggest
Yeah.
complaint. And how small the horse head was, because you got to remember, in '97, the horse head wasn't that big on the helmet. It wasn't until I think 2000 or 2001 that they made the horse head on the helmet bigger. But with this new helmet, what I like about it is they inverted the stripe and made it big up front and small in the back. Now, one thing I would have loved for the Broncos to do with their new helmet was change their face mask to orange.
Yeah.
Blue helmet, orange face mask. But I'm just going to be honestly clear. My favorite helmet of the Broncos' new uniform is the white one. I absolutely love the white helmet. That is the next helmet I'm going to get for my collection, is the white helmet.
When
I
saw
love that
saw
helmet.
that they were gonna use those uniforms for the Chiefs game on Christmas, I'm like, oh, you would go for all white out.
And you know
White out
what?
game.
I wanted to order me one of those Netflix Christmas jerseys. You cannot order them.
Really?
You cannot buy them. Because I wanted the one with the NFL logo and the 2 candy canes. Because I love Christmas. I go all out for Christmas.
I need to
And
get my broom out for this year.
that would have been, well, as you could tell, you know, Bob's not in here. I gave Bob to my daughter who loves Halloween. So, Yeah, my middle daughter, who is madly in love with Cam Scattaboo, is a huge fan of Halloween. I mean, we go all out on Halloween just for her. So I gave her Bob.
Hey, did he get injured again, or was it a small injury?
What's that, brother?
Did he get injured again? I saw something about him possibly getting injured again.
Who? Oh, Scattaboo? I haven't heard of any injury. Hey, Saturn, what's going on, brother? D, I don't know what's going on, man. Why it's not letting you up? But yeah, I gave Bob to my daughter. But when the Broncos played last year on Christmas, I looked to see if you could order that Christmas jersey, and you can't. Because I wanted the white jersey with the Christmas logo, with the NFL and the two candy canes. I think that's freaking awesome. What's up, brother D?
Hey, you're looking clean, D.
I know. He's looking sharp.
Got me over here looking scraggly as if.
We look like schlemios compared to D. Thoughts on your Jaguars, Saturn? You know me, brother. I think they have a chance of competing for that division against the Colts. I don't understand why people think they're going to drop off. I don't. I get it. You lost Etienne. You got, Prince Lawrence back there, Sunshine. I think Sunshine's going to help you out this year. Sunshine. I'm a big fan of Trevor Lawrence. I am. I do.
And you got now they got Travis Hunter back for the year.
Yeah, but we got to see what they're going to do with Hunter. Is he going to be more on the defensive side and only a few plays on offense a year? They got to be really careful with that one. So, but I think the Jaguars can be, again, we all forget the Colts. We're going to be the number one team in the AFC. They seemed unstoppable until, that nasty little undefeated player in the NFL decided to come in named the IR list.
IR is always undefeated every year.
Here's the thing about the Colts. They have a lot to worry about on their receiving core right now because they have two injured receivers that are their starters. So they're going to be having to really get in their backups going.
I was just about to say that, Bryce.
Josh Downs and Alec Pierce are both down.
Yeah, they haven't even practiced.
Yeah.
Who?
Alec
Josh
Pierce and Josh
Downs and
Downs.
Alec Pierce.
Wow. Well, again, let's not read too much into it, though. We got 3 weeks. Well, let's see here. We got 3 weeks of preseason. Then we have a bye week. Then we have the regular season. So you still have 4 more weeks, a whole month. What, the first game isn't until September 10th? Something like that. Come on. When is it? When is the first game? September. So September 9th, 10th, and 13th. Broncos, yes, is the 14th. But the kickoff to the NFL is September 9th. So
And that's on a Tuesday, and it's on a
Wednesday.
That's on a Wednesday then. That's on a Wednesday, not a Thursday.
Yep,
The
that
Niner
game
is
will
a
be
Thursday.
on. So we were just talking about it. The kickoff will be on NBC/Peacock, and the Thursday game will be on Netflix.
Oh, the Melbourne game.
No. The Australia game will be on NBC and Peacock.
Oh.
Or you're right. The Australia game will be on Netflix, and the opening game between the Super Bowl champion and the Super Bowl loser will be on Wednesday night. Now, if my son-in-law works that night, I might be going up to B-Dubs to watch that game with him there, because I know he's going to be talking a whole bunch of crap. And if the Seahawks would lose that game, if they did lose that game, I know he is going to get absolutely wrecked by the Patriots fans here in Texas. Because he has been talking mad about how the Seahawks are going to put BTA to the Patriots again. So, Right now, they have the Seahawks winning that game by 3.5, over under 45.5. The game in Australia, they have the Rams by 3.5, over under 48.5. Do I think both Super Bowl teams fall off this year? Okay, I really can't go too much into the Patriots because I'll be talking about them tonight on the Buzz Talk podcast. But fall off, no. I don't think they're going to fall off, but I think the Patriots have a lot of work to do. They got exposed in the Super Bowl. They straight up did. Kind of like what happened the year before that when the Chiefs got exposed by an actual good Eagles team. Which I had said.
The Chiefs really got exposed.
I had said going into that Super Bowl, the Chiefs had only played one team that had a defense comparable to the Eagles that year, and that was the Broncos. And if it wasn't for a missed field goal, the Broncos win that game. The one that actually counted. The one where everybody played with Mahomes and them. Not the last game of the year where the Broncos stomped them because the Chiefs played nobody. I'm talking about the one earlier in that year in Arrowhead, where if it wasn't for a blocked field goal, the Broncos win that game.
Yep.
And I had said going into that Super Bowl, because everybody was like, the Chiefs are going to three-peat. The Chiefs will be the first team to three-peat. And I'm like, raising my hand. I'm like, teacher! The Chiefs that year didn't do good against a good defense. And the Chiefs did not have a good defense. Now, I will still say that Patrick Mahomes played that Super Bowl with a concussion. You are not going to convince me he did not. I think on that first drive when he got hammered and he hit that field, he had a concussion. Now, they're never going to admit it. They're never going to admit that they allowed Patrick Mahomes to play with a concussion. But I still believe he did.
The one thing I say with how the Chiefs are going to be this year, they rushed Mahomes' injury so quickly. His ACL injury should have put him out for this year. If he really wanted to concern his health and wanted to be healthy fully, he should have just sat the year, because those ACL injuries take 6 months to a year.
Right, but they never specifically said that he had a torn ACL. Got to remember that. Nowhere did it specifically say he had a torn ACL.
Well, I can't trust the medical staff over in Kansas City because they could have been torn. They're just trying to say it wasn't torn. It's probably completely torn. We don't know.
So it could have had a partial tear. It could have had whatever. Okay, I'm going to be honest. I hope he's healthy. I do. I hope Patrick Mahomes is healthy. You're like, good. Yes. I don't want us to play week one and be like, oh, well, the Broncos only won because they rushed Patrick Mahomes back and he wasn't fully healthy. And that's the only reason why they lost. That will be the talking point. If the Broncos go into Arrowhead on Monday Night Football week one and win that game and Patrick Mahomes does not look like the Patrick Mahomes everybody thinks that he is, that'll be what everybody, including Nick is never right, will say.
I want to see you and Nick Wright just argue with each other.
I would love to argue with Nick Wright. I think it'd be a blast. I'd have so much fun.
Because what Nick Wright did, he talked so much about the Broncos. He talked about how they're going to win no more than 6 games. They're going to lose a lot of games. There's going to be a lot of trap games. When they finished the season, 13, 14, and 3?
Well, 13 and 4, I think we were.
13 and 4. What I liked, the next time he talked about the Broncos, he goes, I want to sincerely apologize. I'm like,
no, don't. And I don't want him to root for my team. I don't want him to praise. Well, again, I don't want anybody in the NFL talking realm to say that the Broncos are going to be dominant, that Bo Nix is going to be great, that the Broncos are going to be fine. I don't want nobody to do it.
Yo, Patrick Mahomes is playing week 1.
I know he is, and I want him to. That's what I'm sorry if you're late. I want him to.
Mm-hmm.
I want him to. Why don't I want anybody to say that? Is because it's a jinx, in my opinion. Being on the cover of Madden is a jinx. Don't ever put Bo Nix on the cover of Madden.
Oh yeah, please don't.
Dak MVP. I'll tell you what. If Dak, hold on, let's be honest right here, quick for our Cowboys fan in the chat. If Dak can roll over what they were doing at the early part of last year and keeps getting better, Dak absolutely can be the MVP. Absolutely. I think the Cowboys are going to run away with that division. I really do. I think this is the year the Cowboys run away with that division. I have them as my division winner in that division.
I could see the Cowboys being the division winner and the Giants being close second. The Eagles are nobodies anymore. The Eagles are nobodies.
I think the Cowboys could be number 2 in the NFC. Number 2 or number 3 seed. Well, no, they would be the number 2. I think the Cowboys will be the number 2 seed, and it's either the 49ers and Rams that'll be number 1. I think the 49ers and Rams will be.
Last year. I got a call at Armchair like I did last year, and I was right, but I got to make sure it's preseason again. Chiefs are not making the playoffs this year.
Okay.
Again.
Let's be honest, Pools. Let me be honest here. If, and again, this is a big, I need to get a big IF made, because it seems like that's what we're always talking about when it comes to the NFL. If the Chargers stay 100% healthy, they win that division. They win the West.
The Broncos are going to be a real close second.
We'll be second. If, again, a big IF, because we know the Chargers. We know that injury bug. Their MVP loves to hit that team. But if the Chargers stay healthy, they win that division. You got Mike McDaniels now as your OC, which is going to help Herbert so much. They worked on that offensive line. They've got wide receivers. They've got the running game. They have a dominant defense. The only problem is the only team in the NFL the Chargers cannot beat is the IR list. It's the same with the 49ers. Those are the only 2 teams that the 49ers and Chargers can never beat every year. But back to the Cowboys. A lot of people forget that the Cowboys had the number 1 offense at like the middle part of the year. Until they played the Broncos, okay? Let's be honest here. The Cowboys had the number 1 offense going into that game against the Broncos. But they had the 32nd worst defense. Your offense can only do so much when you play a dominant defense. And we have history to prove it. Super Bowl 50, Super Bowl 48. Those are 2 Super Bowls that bring it up. You had the worst defense with the best offense going up against the Seattle Seahawks, who had, we all know, the Legion of Boom. And they destroyed the Broncos, who had the number 1 offense. And then in Super Bowl 50, you had the number 1 defense, Denver Broncos, going against the number 1 offense, Carolina Panthers, and the Broncos won. So, going into that game with the Broncos versus the Cowboys last year, I was like, this could be a high-scoring freaking game. But that defense for Dallas let them down. But they have revamped that defense. They got corners. They re-signed their defensive lineman, Quinnen Williams, to a 3-year, $105.9 million deal yesterday. You've got Pickens out there. You've got, what is his name? CeeDee Lamb. You've got a run game in Dallas.
if Pickens doesn't fall off like he did towards the end of last year, I think that receiving core could be the 1 and 2 guys in the league next year.
Honestly, with Brian
Yes.
Schottenheimer, baby Schottenheimer, man, is doing phenomenal. And if he rolls year 1 over to year 2, I think they win that division. I really do. But I still think they're number 2 in the NFC. I think they're number 2.
But I don't think George Pickens will be in Dallas for long after this year.
I think he will. I mean, he definitely likes it better than all of them.
I think Pickens is going to get a deal this year. I really do.
Hey guys.
What's up,
Guys, I have
brother?
breaking news.
What's up, Chris?
Kyler Murray is the starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, I mean,
It's just
who-
happened.
Who didn't know that was coming?
That's pretty
Yeah,
obvious, Chris. But
Yo,
That's
BC,
no
so-
shock to us.
I
talking
mean,
about, the Seahawks earlier. How much worse do you think they're going to be this year without Clint Kubiak?
well,
that is
you're
going to be a
also
big loss for the Seahawks. It
Well,
will.
you're also forgetting Seattle lost their run game coordinator.
They lost
They lost
K9.
Charbonnet's out for half the year.
It's going to
He
hurt.
tore his ACL.
Oh,
It-
shit.
It's going to
He's out for
hurt.
half the year.
You got to remember, you have what is known as the Super Bowl hangover. You have the Super Bowl hangover, where you win the last game and you're sluggish starting the year. That's why I'll say, if my son-in-law works that Wednesday night at B-Dubs, I'm going to be up there watching that game with him. I am. I love my son-in-law. I love both of my son-in-laws. I love them to death. But my oldest son-in-law loves to talk that smack. And that's why I love him when he comes in my lives. Because he is my official smack talker for my channel. And he's already out, proclaiming BTA to the Patriots week 1. That they're going to make the Super Bowl look like it was closer than it was. So I'm going to be up there. And he hasn't just been saying it here on the Tickety Talk. He's been saying it to all the football fans around town and everybody up there at B-Dubs. And if the Seahawks were to lose, the crap he's going to get, he's going to need emotional support. So I'm going to be there after, of course, I talk crap to him. I'm going to be there. And, of course, he's going to be a daddy again with his 4th daughter. So, it's going to be interesting. Again, remember how I said going into last year that it was open for anybody to make it to the big game last year? It kind of feels not as big, but it kind of feels a little bit that way too. Now, I do expect the Rams to do good. I do expect the 49ers to do good. Again, injury. I expect the Chargers to do good if they stay healthy. I expect the Bengals to do good. I have the Bengals winning that division as long as they can beat their nemesis, the IR.
You might call me crazy, Armchair, but I have the Chargers missing the playoffs this year.
Okay, but why? What is your reason, Snaps? What about the Chargers do you have? Why do you have them missing? Is it because of injuries or is it something else?
Herbert.
It's both.
Okay, so injuries and
I don't like how they're losing Jesse Minter because when he got there, he completely revamped that defense into a top 5, and I think that's a huge loss.
So you think that the defensive cohesionness is going to be broken up?
Yeah, I think that defense will take a step back than it was last year.
I can give you that one. I can. I don't, but I'll give it to you, brother. I will.
Yeah.
Losing a defensive coordinator really doesn't hurt as bad as losing an offensive coordinator.
Do you think Carson Beck's starting over Jacoby?
No.
Yes.
Not initially, no. I think.
Yes, I do.
I don't think he's going to start.
I don't think he will.
I think Jacoby has earned the starting right because of how he played last year.
Mm-mm.
So, how he kept, he threw for 350 a game, all pretty much like clockwork. But with the fact that they're not going to win games, they're gonna have to eventually make that switch to see what they have in Carson Beck. Real D1 or not D1, starting team against starting team. None of the second and third string guys were looking good. But they're gonna see what they got in him.
I think Beck is going to be the starter for the Cardinals week 1, and I think it has absolutely nothing to do with what Brissett did on the field last year.
I do think he'll start, but not week 1.
I think it has everything to do with him wanting all that money and him butting heads with the Bidwell family.
I'm sure he just got paid this offseason, Jacoby, 1-year deal.
Right, because of them butting heads. And if you know the Bidwell family, they don't take kindly to that. The Bidwell family, Brissett's only making $10 million this year with a $15 million cash. And he's a free agent next year. So $10 million is backup money. $10 million is backup quarterback money in the NFL. Straight up is. $10 million is veteran backup money in the NFL. It is.
You think they're going to throw Carson back in the fire right away?
If Carson Beck comes out and lights a fire in preseason, you better believe it. Because you got to remember, with the Vikings, they had Kirk Cousins and they had J.J. McCarthy, right? When J.J. was a rookie. And J.J. was dominant in preseason, and they were about to name J.J. the starter over Cousins, but J.J. got a season-ending injury.
Hey,
Yeah, he had a season-ending injury in the preseason.
Cousins was in Atlanta by then. It was J.J. McCarthy and Sam Darnold that went to that starting out there. But
Darnold, thank you. Darnold and McCarthy, thank you.
Damn, he did.
Thank you. But that was what's going to happen. And so, if Beck comes out and continues to roll and put up numbers, Murray is the starter. We all knew that was going to happen. If Beck continues to light a fire there for the Cardinals throughout the preseason, I could see him named the starter week 1. With Virgil at wide receiver, Love at running back. You got, I know everybody loves Kittle. I love Kittle. But I'm sorry. They had the Cardinals had the best tight end in the NFL with Trey McBride.
I think Brock Bowers is honestly better, and he'll do.
Trey McBride, Bowers is good. No, Bowers is good. Let's give love to Bowers, and so is Strange. They're in Jacksonville. But in my opinion, Terry McBride is the best tight end in the NFL. He is. He straight up is. But that's my opinion. Everybody has their own, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Well, 32nd ranked offense, and Brock Bowers was a very close contender with the worst quarterback in the league.
Oh, no, you're not going to get any disagreements from me. Bowers was the offense for the Raiders last year. He was straight up because their offensive line couldn't block at all, and their running back.
They actually did amazing.
But you got to remember though, go back and look at the film, and Genty even said it himself. It's hard to get momentum because as soon as he would get the ball, he was getting hit in the backfield. And I had told Raiders fans, I'm like, look, y'all got Genty, great. Your interior offensive line is horrible. And it was. The Raiders' interior line was absolutely horrible last year.
Armchair.
Who was it, Jackson?
From news
Jackson
from
Powers?
ESPN, the Vikings named Kyler Murray the starter.
That's obvious, Blake.
We all knew it was going to happen. I don't think there was a person out there. I don't think there was a person out there after the Vikings signed Kyler Murray was going to say that JJ was going to get the starting job over Murray. I don't think there was a single
It
person
was obvious.
who felt that way.
Dude, I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is gonna have a breakout year this year.
He better, because he's in the last year of his rookie deal, unless they picked up his fifth-year option, which I think they did.
I mean, Kyler Murray was just throwing him hospital balls, and he got like 7 targets a game.
Kyler Murray in Arizona was a one-read quarterback. If his first read wasn't there, he was off for the run. And so I'm hoping Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota can change that. You guys got to understand. I watched a lot of Vikings football because an uncle of mine who sadly passed away from cancer was a huge Minnesota Vikings fan. And I gave him so much crap for being a Vikings fan because he was born in Green Bay, Wisconsin. He was born in Green Bay, Wisconsin, but was a diehard Minnesota Vikings fan. Think about that one. My uncle, who sadly passed away from cancer years ago, was a diehard Minnesota Vikings fan, but was born and raised in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And I asked him, I'm like, Uncle Chuck, how the hell did that happen? And he's like, just did. I'm like, okay, and they allowed you to live in that city with no problems? I mean, come on. You were born in Titletown, USA. And you're a diehard fan of the enemy? Yikes. But yeah, diehard Vikings fan till the day he died. Loved them. And it hurt that he never got to see his team in the Super Bowl before he died.
Yeah, he did. In the 70s, right?
No.
Or you didn't see him?
No. No, he didn't. Nope.
Aaron Jones should be a big help for Kyler Murray.
Well, Kevin O'Connell should be.
That's the biggest sweet spot on their offense. The Vikings running back room, Jordan Mason, or
Whoa.
And Aaron Jones.
They have a
Aaron
receiver.
Aaron Jones is washed, bro. Let's stop it.
They have a receiver in the backfield, though. Aaron Jones is very, very good receiver.
Oh, back in Super Bowl 9, the Steelers played the Vikings.
What year was that? 19 what? 70.
That was
I think 76.
Yeah, 70 something. Yeah. I'm not going to sleep on the Panthers. Bryce Young just has to prove it. I mean, my son-in-law decided he wanted to troll everybody in the family group chat, saying that Haynes King was going to be the starter for the Panthers by week 7. So you got to remember, Haynes King, their rookie quarterback for the Panthers, is from the town that I live in. He took the town I live in, Longview, Texas, to the Texas 6A high school championship and won the game, and his dad was the coach. His dad is still the coach of the team. I followed that kid when he played for A&M and Georgia Tech.
Do you think he'll take that backup role over Kenny Pickett?
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, yeah. I 100% do. 100%.
And
I will say that
Ken Super
Bryce Young has to lock in because he has really good receivers on his team now.
Well, the Buccaneers, they're going to have problems this year. Losing Mike Evans is a problem. Now, y'all know I love Baker Mayfield. Y'all know I think Baker can cook. He can bake that bread. But losing Mike Evans, no. Mike Evans was not beat up a lot. He was just beat up a lot last year. That was the only time in his career he didn't have a 1,000-yard receiving season.
How old is he? 33 now?
Something like that. So losing that now again, they do have good rookies, right? Bo Nix's half brother is there in Tampa, and even though he's short and scrawny, that dude is a speedster and is as tough as they come. And then you got Mecca Abuka, which still hurts me. And
Do they still have Chris Godwin?
Chris Godwin's still over there.
so,
Yeah.
but losing Evans, losing that, I guess you can say, security. Now, my deal when it comes to the Buccaneers has absolutely nothing to do with the team. It's the coach. And I love the coach. I do. He was a great defensive coordinator. He's just not a good head coach.
I mean, they also had no run game, though. They had 0 run game.
He's not a good head coach. And how...
Bucky Irving was hurt.
I don't know how he didn't get released. Now, the only thing I can think of, and I was talking to my wife about this the other night when we were watching the Hall of Fame game, and they had Mike Tomlin. You know how Mike Tomlin is part of NBC now. Oh, Bowles is absolutely on the hot seat. Todd Bowles. The only reason why I think Todd Bowles is still the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and why I think the Buffalo Bills hired from within as their head coach, is because neither team wanted to trade for Mike Tomlin. They're waiting until next year. Because at the end of the season, Mike Tomlin's contract with the Steelers is up, and you don't have to trade anything for him. He's a free agent coach.
I mean, the Steelers are so good at just being the middest team ever. For 20 years straight.
I don't want Bo Nix to be the next John Elway. I want Bo Nix to be Bo Nix.
I don't think Bo Nix is as good as most people say. I feel like
How many head coaches are we going to see replaced this cycle?
This cycle coming up, it's not going to be as many as last year. I could see Tampa Bay as one. I love him. I do. I think he's a phenomenal defensive coordinator. But I think Washington is another. The Commanders. I think the Bills, again, hey, how's it going? If the Bills do what I think they're going to do, I think the Bills are another one, and they hire Mike Tomlin unless Tampa Bay offers more. So you got Tampa Bay, Buffalo, Washington. I think that's it.
Yep.
Right now, those are my top three.
For what?
Coaches should be released at the end of the year.
So I asked him this. Now you can answer too. How many coaches do you think are in the coaching cycle like this time around?
My three that I have not having a job at the end of the year is Buffalo, Tampa Bay, and Washington.
You think they're going to fire Joe Brady at the end of the
Yes. Let me explain why. And I kind of touched on it. Mike Tomlin will be a free agent, right? You could not hire Tomlin this year. You had to trade for Tomlin going into 2026 because he was still under contract with the Steelers. You would have had to have done what the Broncos did with the Saints for Sean Payton. And you were giving up a first rounder, possibly 2 first rounders for Mike Tomlin. Because Tomlin was not fired. That is the big difference here. Tomlin stepped away. He was not fired. So he is still under contract with the Steelers through 2026. After the Super Bowl, Tomlin is a free agent. After Super Bowl 61, Tomlin is a free agent, and that's why I think Buffalo could be in talks. Tampa Bay, those are my two top landing spots for Mike Tomlin. It's Buffalo and Tampa Bay. Now, per fans, Green Bay is one.
I mean, that won't surprise me, Armchair, because the Buffalo fan base, not like a couple years ago, were begging for Joe Brady to be fired.
The fans in Green Bay want their head coach gone. The fans in Tampa Bay, hey, Narrative Bear, the fans in Tampa Bay want Bowles gone, which, again, Bowles is an amazing defensive coordinator. Who was his mentor? Anybody know who Todd Bowles' mentor was as a defensive coordinator?
Mike Tomlin.
Nope. Tony Dungy. Tony Dungy was the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and his defensive coordinator was Todd Bowles. That's who his mentor was. The great Tony Dungy. The beloved Tony Dungy. Yes, I think, well, you got to remember, Drew, the Patriots did the same thing. After Belichick was gone, they promoted from within inside because it was part of the dude's contract, fired him after a year, and got Vrabel. So don't tell me it can't be done, because it happened last year.
So, Armchair, do you think Bill will get another job as a head coach again in this league or no?
No. Bill Belichick will not. No, not in the NFL. I don't think he will. I know a lot of people want oh crap, what is his name?
Because the Jets could take him. They might fire Aaron Glenn and just say, you know what?
A lot of people want Saban to come into the NFL. I think Saban's too old to come into the NFL. But no, with everything surrounding Bill Belichick and his girlfriend, no NFL team is bringing that to their locker room. No NFL team is. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So, and again, that's his personal life, has absolutely nothing to do with on the field, with the way he coaches, nothing. But you don't want that PR nightmare on your team in the NFL. College is different. Again, it's with North Carolina. They're not really that big of a school, the Tar Heels. They're not. They're not a powerhouse in the NCAA. Pros, there's only 32 teams. And that kind of media firestorm is something you don't want. Again, look at the Broncos when they had the media firestorm with Russell Wilson and his his Team 3 crap. So Broncos versus Eagles or Bengals versus Eagles in the Super Bowl. Jeremy, that would be really interesting. Do I have the Eagles making the playoffs? Yes, I have the Eagles as a wild card team making the playoffs. Now, this is my preseason pick. Again, it's subject to change because we don't know how injuries are going to factor into the preseason or training camp. But 49ers, Eagles, and Bears are my wild card teams for the NFC. Rams, Cowboys, Lions, Saints are my division winners. I really think the Saints can win that division. I really do. I love their head coach. Absolutely love their head coach. I told everybody last year Tyler Shuck was the real deal. And they're like, no, his combine was horrible. Yeah, okay, whatever. I was proven right. The Lions, I love the Lions head coach. Man, do I love him. He's just such a player. Dan Campbell, I love their head coach so much. If I was in the league, he would be a coach I would want to play for. He would.
Hey, how do you feel about Super Bowl 61 being on Valentine's Day this next year?
What's that? Oh, the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl next year.
It's going to cause a lot of divorces. His name is Tyler Shuck, not Show. It's Shuck. It is pronounced Shuck. But yeah, the Super Bowl is going to cause a lot of divorces this year. Straight up. We are going to have fun on this channel going into Super Bowl 61, being that it is on Valentine's Day. The Super Bowl just did something that no other pro sports thought of doing. Hey guys, let's see how many divorces we can cause in one day. How do we do that, boss? we're putting our championship game on Valentine's Day. Yep. They're like, we are going to be in the Guinness Book of World Records. Well, how are we going to do that, boss? We are going to cause the most divorces in one day, gentlemen. So, yep. It's going to be, they have decided, thank you, I appreciate that. They have decided to see how many divorces they can cause in one day by having Super Bowl 61 on. All right, brother, have a good one, Chris. I'll see you later tonight, brother. To see how many people they can cause a divorce on Valentine's Day. It's gonna be fun going into Super Bowl week, guys. Again, I think they need to have a special heart patch for the Super Bowl, right? Let's get some cool logos for the Super Bowl this year, right? We've already got the logo change for this year. You know, it's all multicolor. You know how we have the for the Christmas games, we have the patch with the candy canes? Well, I'll be dang. I think for the Super Bowl logo patch, we need to have a couple little red hearts around that. A couple little red hearts around the Super Bowl logo patch. Put a couple of them on the field. Just make everybody feel real good, right? Have a Valentine's Day special package for the Super Bowl. I mean, I would be going all in. I would. I'd be like, I mean, we did this, right? We set it up for it to be on Valentine's Day. Let's go all in. Let's capitalize on this. Kiss Cam Super Bowl version. There we go. Yes. All 32 of the Dallas Cowboys cheer and dress up. Oh my God. If the Dallas Cowboys were to make to the Super Bowl, absolutely I would change their uniform to red. Their cheerleader uniform. 100%. 100%.
I can't see it.
I would be, if my team, right, if I'm an owner and my team's in the Super Bowl on Valentine's Day, oh, you better believe it. I am selling team merchandise Valentine's crap left and right. I'm talking chocolate hearts shaped in the emblem. I'm talking, you know, roses dyed in my team color. I'm going all out. If I'm one of the owners of the team that's going to be in the Super Bowl on Valentine's Day, oh, you better believe I'm getting a hold of my PR market and be going like, crank it to 11. Let's go full Spinal Tap. Crank it to 11. Because I am so 100% maximizing my effort on this. And it's gonna, and it most likely is gonna happen, and I'm gonna love it, and I will be getting some stuff. I don't care if it is the Browns versus the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. I will, if they go all out with the whole Valentine's Day thing, you better believe I'll be getting me some stuff to put in my collection. I mean, if I'm the NFL, I'm making the Super Bowl logo into a chocolate set for Valentine's Day. I'm going all out if I'm the PR market in the NFL
right now to capitalize on something.
I mean, straight up. Again, if the NFL were to make a Valentine's Day package of the Super Bowl logo chocolate bar, that will be on my shelf afterwards. I don't care who's in the Super Bowl. That will be on my shelf. Because I have the Reese's Super Bowl heart kit on my shelf. Or the Reese's football heart kit on my shelf. So, yeah, 100%. For the longest time, I had a chocolate football on my shelf. I had that thing for over a decade until it finally just fell apart for being so old. So, it fell apart for being so old. My mother-in-law actually bought it for me on Valentine's Day. It was a chocolate football. But having Super Bowl 61 on Valentine's Day, February 14th. Oh, imagine the arguments that are going to happen on that day. Honey, where are you taking me to Valentine's Day? Buffalo Wild Wings or Applebee's, somewhere like that. Why are you so cheap? It's the Super Bowl. It's going to be a blast. 100% it's going to be a blast. And I can tell you right now, the Super Bowl will set a Guinness Book of World Record of how many divorces they caused in a single night. So,
Hey, Armchair, what does this mean for McCarthy?
what's that?
What does this mean for JJ?
Okay, what is Kyler Murray? All right, so let's get back to a little bit of honest talk real quick. If Kyler Murray does good this year, he will get a deal with the Vikings, and the Vikings will release JJ McCarthy. That's
Do you
what
think
it
another
means.
team will pick him up?
Do as a backup or a practice squad player. I really think so.
So he's going to be like another Zach Wilson, pretty much.
Pretty much. Pretty much. And I was really hoping that JJ would have played good this year. Or played good when he came in. Coming off a national championship with Michigan. I get it. He had a phenomenal run game. Great defense. Great coach at Michigan. But I had high hopes for him. I really did. And lights it up with a 4,500-yard season, 30 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 10 rushing touchdowns. The Vikings will be signing Kyler Murray to a long deal, and he will be the remaining starting quarterback for Minnesota.
I don't think JJ will start ever again for another roster.
No, he won't. If Kyler Murray does what I just said, and the Vikings release him. Because you would want to get a backup who has the skill set of Kyler Murray. JJ does not have the skill set of Kyler Murray. So you would want to get a backup who has the skill set so that you can keep the same offense.
So you're saying that J.J. McCarthy is worse than Geno Smith?
Yes.
I'm not going that far.
Geno Smith is white dog shit, and this man has had 3 starting opportunities in the NFL. Come on, man.
I'm just saying that if JJ were to be released, what team out there do you think would pick him? You know where you know what? I know where JJ would go. 100%. I know where he'll go.
Atlanta.
Nope. Chargers. He'll be the backup to Justin Herbert.
But they got Trey Lance over there.
Yeah, but what is Lance's contract? I don't think it's a long-term deal. Let me pull it up. Let me find him in here. Trey Lance is a free agent next year.
Okay. Well,
what's his name? That kid from Miami who was drafted. That defensive lineman from Miami. Bain. I think Bain could be a defensive rookie of the year. That dude is a freaking monster.
But Chris Padgett, here's my thing with the Geno. Did Geno ever get to play with the Jettas type receiver? Or I don't think so.
Yes.
He never had a coach like O'Connell either.
Man, he played in Seattle, and I'm not saying Pete Carroll was the greatest coach. He played in Seattle with a prime DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett.
A prime DK Metcalf is something to wow over.
But yeah.
Seattle. He had Cup, he had Lockett.
Oh, that should be amazing.
Sorry, not Cup.
But the reason why I say the Chargers is who's the head coach of the Chargers? Harbaugh. Who was his coach in college?
Harbaugh.
And going there and having Herbert, you could say Herbert and JJ kind of got the same kind of play set. Right? He'll know the system. 100% will know the system. The Chargers will need a backup after this year, with this being the last year of Lance's contract. And now, again, this all depends on the play of Kyler Murray. But I think it's a possibility. I 100% think it's a possibility. I really do.
I'm excited to see what the Broncos are going to do this year. I have full faith in Davis Webb.
I'm a little nervous, but you know me, I'm a nervous Bronco fan.
I know we all are, but
you know I'm one of them nervous Bronco fans. I've always been that my entire life as a fan.
Archer, do you see McCarthy going to like the Niners?
No, I don't. He would not fit that kind of scheme. No. And Kyle Shanahan ain't going to put up with it. The reason why I say the Chargers is because of the connection with Harbaugh, the connection with the scheme, and he's kind of got the same kind of play style as Herbert.
Do you think he would go to the Giants with the other Harbaugh brother or no?
No, completely different kind of play style. Completely different kind of play style. And he doesn't have the play style as Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart is more mobile and a lot more physical and stronger. Now he needs to pull his physicality back a little bit. But no. Jackson Dart it's kind of like the physicality of Josh Allen. Now he just needs to pull it back so he quits getting hurt.
So the Chargers, that's pretty much it.
I think it's the Chargers. Because again, Harbaugh, Michigan, Herbert, and he knows the system. He knows it frontwards, backwards, and side to side. So he won't have a big problem. He won't have a big problem fitting in. And the Chargers will need a backup quarterback. And you got to think, there with Herbert, who I am a Herbert fan. I really wish people would get all the way off of Justin Herbert's back. I think he's a great quarterback. Having JJ there for somebody who could relieve Herbert, if Herbert were to get hurt for a game or two, you would be fine. You would be fine having JJ there in that system because he would know it frontwards, backwards, and he's got the running game there to protect him. Now there is now an offensive line there that'll help him, and he has a better defense than what Minnesota has. Minnesota. So, but again, this all depends on if Kyler Murray comes out. Again, I think for Kyler Murray to stay the quarterback in Minnesota after this year, he's going to have to throw for at least 4,000 yards, have 30 touchdowns, maybe 10 top interceptions, and possibly 5 to 10 rushing. Let's go with 5 rushing touchdowns. Well, let's keep it on a small number 5.
You know my player to watch on the Broncos this year? This is my pick, is Pat Bryant.
Pat Bryant is doing really good in preseason, as I've heard. He could be wide receiver too.
You don't think if Kyler has more than 3,500 passing yards?
Well, that depends on his turnover ratio, right? If he's got 3,500 and 8 interceptions, yeah. You know, the higher the number you go with passing yards, you can go the higher the number of turnovers. That's why I went 4,000 yards passing, because I was adding Justin Jefferson into that mix with the turnovers.
So you see Pat Bryant being wide receiver too?
Yeah, I do. I think Pat Bryant could be wide receiver too. But guys, we've been at it for 2 hours.
That's kind of crazy.
So that mean Portland Sun's going to take a step back and let...
That is what I've been reading. We'll have to wait and see how it all plays out. But guys, we've been at it 2 hours. Thank you all for coming in and joining me again. Buzz Talk tonight, NFL Buzz Talk, 7 p.m. Eastern. We will be going over players who we think will be pivotal in their division. I have AFC and NFC East. I love you too, mamas. I hope you all come and check us out here on TikTok at 7 o'clock Eastern. NFL Buzz Talk. It's going to be great. We're going to go over who we think is pivotal to their divisions. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday. And always remember that I love you and my family loves you. And I'll catch y'all later. Peace.
I'll see you tonight, and I'll see you tomorrow on your live.
All right, what's up, TJ? Before I go, what do you got? What do you got before I go?
TJ, come on, TJ.
It's slow. Give me a minute. What do you got, TJ? I think OBJ going back to the Giants was kind of, par for the course. I like it. I mean, he's not going to be a dominant as he used to be. Hey, TJ, I'm trying to bring you up. It shows you're trying to connect.
Hello?
Hey, TJ, what you got, brother?
Man, I just want to say I'm so excited for this season, man. Like the way we ended off last year, man, and picking up Waddle and getting Coleman in the draft, Pat Bryant looking so good in camp. I'm excited, man.
I'm excited, but I'm also nervous again. I'm a very nervous Bronco fan, but I'm excited too, my brother. I really am.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. I can't wait for the season to start, man.
I know. But again, please, guys, come check me out. Come check us out tonight. NFL Buzz Talk on TikTok, 7 o'clock Eastern. And I hope y'all have a great night. I hope to catch y'all there. And again, y'all always remember, I love you and my family loves you. And I will see y'all later. Peace.
Peace out.
I need something to drink.